You are listening to the Free the Mamas podcast with me, Laura Conley. Hey guys, guess what? I'm bringing something super special to you this week. It is called the Drop 5 Pounds While Life is Lifing Challenge. I'm bringing it to the podcast because we did it last week over Voxer on Zoom, and it was just so good, so meaty, so juicy. People were losing so much weight, and so I wanted to bring it to you so it was so accessible and so easy to follow. So every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to drop 5 pounds, but we're going to drop an episode that includes the things that you need to do in order to drop 5 pounds while life is lifing. So enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Pretty please leave a review. And if you know that this is your year, if you are ready to feel like yourself in your skin, sign up for the Yummy Mummy experience. We start January 20th. Go to lauraconley.com to get more info. Love you, babes. Day 5, babes. Welcome. You know I talk about this all the time. It's the end of the challenge. No, it's the beginning of your life. I'm half kidding, half not kidding. But welcome, you guys. And really, you should be applauding yourselves. And of course, your lower brain's going to be like, you could have done better. You could have committed harder. You didn't finish XYZ. That's normal. And again, it goes back to careful what you believe. Don't believe everything that you think. So today I'm going to go over a little bit of allow power. And I want to go through a couple of instances that have come up through you guys emailing me and just address those, because a lot of us have the same obstacles, the same examples, instances of lifing, and it's normal. So number one, let's talk about allow power, because this is one of my favorite tools and something that nobody else teaches. So what is allow power? So before we get into the definition, I want to talk to you guys about what happens when when the cupcake arises, or the fancy creme brulee comes to the table, even though you said you weren't going to have any, or the homemade Chex Mix that your mother-in-law makes, or whatever at the Emmys or the Grammys party, right? There's going to come a time, and you guys have already been prepping for this. There is going to come a time when you want something that you said you weren't going to have, and you're going to want it. Don't be surprised. A lot of us make plans. We're like, we're going to do this. We're motivated. And then we're surprised when we want the thing that we said we weren't going to have. That's normal. So don't get mad at yourself. This is what I really need to shove down your throats. I don't want you to get mad at yourself when you're a normal human being that wants to eat food. This is how your brain is designed. So we want to expect it. We want to plan for it, which is what we've been doing. So don't be surprised. Your brain is not going to want to follow your plan 24/7. It's okay. So what most people think is that when they want the cupcake, there are two, or insert any food, your chocolate chips, whatever. Most people think that there are two options on how to handle the cupcake. Option one, eat the cupcake. Say, oh, screw it. You only live once. What do you have to lose? It's not that big of a deal. We can clean it up tomorrow, whatever. So that's option one when you see that cupcake. Option two is to use willpower and to rail against the cupcake and be like, what's wrong with you? Why do you want the cupcake? You said you were going to have the cupcake. Or if you're like me, I used to get mad. I'd be like, babe, why did you bring home chocolate covered pretzels? I told you I was on a diet. And I would get so mad and so annoyed either at somebody else or myself for wanting it. But again, normal human nature. But willpower runs out. Willpower is not a renewable resource. This is why willpower, or this is why you feel like at whatever, your brain is supposed to want sugar and flour. That's it. working properly. So you guys, I was just explaining that when the cupcake arises or the thing that you said you weren't going to have arises, you're going to want it. That's normal. Plan for it. Option 1, you eat it. Option 2, you use willpower. Nobody teaches us option 3, which I'm going to teach you in a minute. But option 2, willpower, it feels like you're white knuckling it. It feels like it feels so effing hard. And willpower, like I said, is not a renewable resource. They've actually studied this. It's like we all get a container of willpower. And we're not only using it for the cupcakes, we're using it when we have to do a hard project at work or we have to have patience with our kids, right? And so it runs out. And that's why at 9 p.m. on Friday night, we're like, F it. Or 9 p.m. on a Tuesday night. Really, it's usually at the end of the week and we throw in the towel. So we're not taught this other skill called allow power. Well, I made it up. I mean, I don't know if anyone else is teaching it. But this is what works. And this is what helps you to actually decondition an over desire. So just so you guys know, you're normal human beings, but most likely if you are here, most likely if you live in our world, you have an over desire for food because of the way that you've been conditioned. So nothing is wrong with you. We're like Pavlovian dogs, you guys. So most of us have an over desire for food. So what happens? We overeat food because of the over desire. And so then we're over our natural weight. And we're not wrong or bad. This is literally like the programming that we get. But what's so cool with allow power, I'm going to teach you how to use it in a minute and exactly what it is. But with allow power, you can lower that desire to a natural desire for food, which means you eat a natural amount. You're working with your hormones. It feels so good. And then you weigh your natural weight. And people are always like, what's my natural weight? What does that even mean? Oh my God. I define natural weight as you weighing really what you want. But when you use food for what I believe it's for, you get to decide what you think it's for. When you use food for what I believe it's for, which is fuel, most of the time, I do believe there is time to have food for celebration or treat or a pleasure. I do think that that is fine in a small amount. Now, if you weigh what you want and you can use food for, like we talked about this earlier this week, like my husband's a perfect example, right? Like use food for whatever you want. If it's not giving you a negative consequence, fine, go for it. I don't care. But my point here is that for most of us, it's not serving us to use food for what, again, I believe it's not for. I believe food is for fuel. So your natural weight is when you use food for fuel, most of the time, you will bottom out at your natural weight. It's like, it's the most beautiful thing. Okay. So what is allow power and how do we utilize it so that we can decondition that over desire and so that it doesn't feel like we're white knuckling it all the time? The cupcake arises. We used to either eat it or use willpower. You know what willpower feels like. It's the worst. Allow power does not feel that good. Okay. But it doesn't feel as bad as willpower. Allow power looks like deep breath. Of course I want the cupcake. Of course I want the creme brulee. But I want something else more. Like you're going to figure out what allow power thoughts work for you best. But for me, these are some of them. Deep breath. Yeah, I really want it. I'm allowed to want it. It's literally designed to get me to want it. My brain is designed to convince me to want it. Let's see what I'm really hungry for. Okay, what I actually need is comfort. Can I go into the other room and just sit down for 5 minutes? What do I really need right now? Okay, I need to call my bestie. Or it's just a bad habit. Sometimes like it's not comfort or stress relief. It's just a freaking bad habit. And so sometimes it's like, let's just remove ourselves from the situation. And yes, this is uncomfortable. Like, let's just see if we wait this urge out for 10 seconds, what happens? So you're going to think that you have to use allow power for like 5 minutes. And that's one thought I really like for allow power. Typically, I'm like, let me just see what happens when I use allow power for 10 seconds, for 15 seconds. And that's where that almost immediate gratification comes in. Almost immediate gratification will come in, and you get that sense of pride. Like, oh, I said no. I honored my promise to myself. This actually feels pretty good. And those urges will actually pass faster than you think when you're using allow power. When you're using willpower, they just keep popping up. You don't actually get to the root. And this is a practice, you guys. So do not expect, number one, for it to feel that good. It will feel better than willpower. And don't expect to be like, okay, so let me phrase this differently. You might not know. You might be like, wait, did I just use willpower or did I just use allow power? I'm not sure. It's a practice. Okay, so how do you know if you're using willpower versus allow power? Allow power is a little softer. It's more in the land of acceptance versus resistance. So think about acceptance in your body versus resistance in your body. Think about when you're doing something, but you really don't want to do it and you're railing against it and you hate it, like a work project or the dishes or like a really hard workout. And you're just like, when is this going to be over? I hate this. This sucks. That's resistance. That's willpower. Resistance and willpower are one and the same. Allow power is acceptance. I don't love this, but I'm going to take a deep breath. And if I can't get out of it, I'm going to get into it. I'm choosing to do this. Doing the dishes, doing a hard work project, doing a very hard workout, not always that great. But it's like I always give the example, like I used to teach a lot of yoga, and you could kind of see the student, I would teach like vigorous kind of athletic classes sometimes. And you can kind of see the students that are like really fighting it and the students that are like welcoming it, right? There's like the students that are like just hanging on to my every word. When am I going to let them out of like a plank hold? Versus the other students that are really breathing through it one breath at a time. And so you'll start, as you practice it, you'll start to be able to sense, what am I in? And some of you guys are coming into the Yummy Yummy experience, which is exciting. As you come in, we will do a deeper dive on this and we will create a way of collecting urges. You want to actually move towards these urges. You want to get excited. You want to see how many urges for food can I collect today? Urges, I should say unanswered urges for food. An unanswered urge for food is you using allow power and not eating the food. That's an unanswered urge for food. And we want to like, there's different ways we do it inside the experience, but you want to collect them because once you get to a significant number, 50, 100, it's different for everybody. Some people need like 100, some people need like 15. You will have really deconditioned that over desire for food, which is just, again, it's just a beautiful way to live. Okay, so that is what I want you guys to do. That's kind of your day 5 challenge, what I want you guys to start practicing. I want you to let me know how it's going. And I'm trying to think if I feel like we did enough examples. So since I already talked for a long time, these are really supposed to be only 15 minutes. They're supposed to be bite-sized. I end up talking for like 30 or 40 minutes every day. So I want to just let you guys know that if you need any help, if you need any coaching, get into Voxer or email me if you have questions. I'm admittedly a little slower on email, but I want to help you because this challenge is going to close at midnight. I want to make sure that you have all of the tools that you want out of this challenge. I want to make sure that you are losing weight, that you're healing your relationship with your body and food. And then for those of you that aren't in the experience, I want to highly encourage you guys to book your call. You will have to borrow my belief in you that you can do this. It is scary to sign up for the Yummy Yummy experience. You are actually taking a leap of faith. So nobody signs up for the Yummy Yummy experience and is like, this is going to work, which is why I give a money back guarantee, because I need to hold your hand and help you take that leap of faith. So you come in, you do the work, you don't lose the weight, you get your money back. Now, that's not going to happen. I have so many clients that will say like, I was determined to get my money back. So I was doing everything perfectly. And then I just kept losing all the weight and they just laugh. And it's like, yeah, exactly. So that is why I give that money back guarantee. And a lot of people are freaked out about the money because it is really expensive. It's a $5,000 program and it's expensive. But I would ask you to look within and really get honest with yourself at the cost of continuing to live this way. What is the cost of not getting healthy, of not losing weight for the last time, of not healing your relationship with your body and food? The cost is high. It for most of us. If you're here, if you're listening to this, the cost emotionally, mentally, even actually financially, the cost is high. My favorite testimonial is I had a client's husband reach out and talk to me about how they're saving like $30K on their life insurance policy because of like where she is in her with her like BMI or something. Anyways, my point is that this ends up paying for itself. So if you're freaked out about the money, I just want to normalize that for you. Everybody's freaked out. A lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people are freaked out about the money. But it's just interesting to me in our culture. I look around at what people spend 5K on. Like people spend 5K on bathroom tile. People spend 5K on like a fancy purse. People spend 5K on a vacation. And it's just like, that's great. You should keep doing that. I'm here for the bathroom tile. Like I am. You should see my bathroom. It's ridiculous. But anyways, my point here is that it's a lot of tile. But anyways, my point here is that just weigh it because our culture does not put value in getting coaching for weight loss. Our culture puts value in consuming things. I mean, I just like, even the cost of freaking the holidays is bananas. So this is just for you. I'm not trying to convince you. I don't want to convince anyone to do my program because I think that's like cringe energy. But I do think it's a fun practice to look at, okay, what do I spend money on and what is the value? Am I getting the value out of X? And then just notice. And so this isn't like fun for me because it's not fun for like women to talk about money, but I do it because I actually think there's so much freedom in getting real with yourself and looking at like the cost benefit. And so I can never tell you if it's worth it. That's up to you. You have to be the one that weighs the pros, cons, the cost benefit, that actually looks at it. But that is why I give the money back guarantee, because it's scary. It's really scary. But I mean, dozens of clients on my podcast that are saying, and I mean, I literally have like 7 testimonials that are verbatim, like best money we ever spent, best money we ever spent. My husband said it's best money we ever, best money. It will be the best money you ever spend. Like it will be. It's just that good. So good. And I feel the same way about coaching. I mean, I attribute so much of me loving my life and my body to coaching. So if you were on the fence, I wanted to give you that finance spiel because it's important and I'm doing it for your future self. I'd rather not do it. I'd rather not talk about it. It's not that fun for me to talk about. So if you guys are on the fence, if you want to sign up, we're starting on January 20th. We're going for 6 months. Book a call if you have questions. Again, I'm not going to convince you. I'm just going to answer your questions so that you can see if it's the right fit for you. So I'll obviously email you guys and I'll pop it in Boxer. Okay, Megan has a question. What saying thoughts do you do when you're allowing? Okay, so she's like, Megan's saying, what are you actually saying inside your head when you are using willpower versus when you're using allow power? So when I'm using willpower, I'm like, what's wrong with you? You shouldn't eat that. Like, I'm beating myself up. I'm in resistance. I'm fighting. I'm like, this is so annoying. Why do I have to do a diet? Like, it's just, I hate it. I'm like, I can't have it. I can't. Versus allow power, which is like, I want it. I can totally have it. I'm an adult human. I'm going to choose not to have it because I have a bigger goal. Yes, this is uncomfortable, but I can do discomfort. I'm resilient. I can take a deep breath. That's really the difference. And you'll find words and sentences that work best for you. But does that make sense? It is subtle. It is subtle. But what I find the difference really to be is in the choice. This came up a lot in the Voxer of like, well, I can't have sugar. And I'm like, you totally can have sugar. You're choosing. They're so, okay, I can't have sugar, so disempowering. Diet mentality. You will quit if you keep thinking like that. Normal though. And then over here, I can have sugar whenever I want. I'm an adult human. So much more empowering. I'm in choice. It's victim mentality versus choice mentality. Like you're the one in charge. This is everything for me in life. I was just talking to a friend about this. Like another one of our friends feels trapped in their career, in their job, and is feeling a little maybe jealous, envious of some other people in our peer group about just where they are in their career. And it's like, did you know that you could create what they've created? I don't think these people know. Again, it's choice. It's victim versus, I don't know, victor. Okay, let's keep answering some questions. I'm debating taking little steps like no gluten before diving into no flour. While that seems more gentle, would it be harder, possibly due to hunger hormone balance? That is such a good question. It's so well phrased. I'm so glad you asked this. This came up at the beginning of the week too. It's up to you. Like, it's totally up to you. I'm going to answer the question. I almost thought about coming in to Voxer or saying it on Zoom. I'm conflicted. Here's why. Because I want your plan to be your choice. But I also want to like really encourage you to go no sugar, no flour. Somebody wrote in their plan, and their plan was like no eats after 8 and no snacks. And I was like, that's amazing because they're in choice. And then also, I'm also thinking like they're going to make it so much harder on themselves. That's my, like, I cannot prescribe anything. I cannot make you guys do no sugar, no flour. Now, you can sidestep your way in. I do like picking one, no sugar or no flour, and then adding the other one 3 weeks later, 3 months later, 6 months later, once you've gotten the muscles. But when that woman wrote in and she said, no snacks, no eats after 8, I'm celebrating her because she is in choice. And I'm also like, it's going to be so much harder at 3 p.m. if you've had a processy food lunch, because she's going to have a crash. And that is, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to be straightforward. It's hard. Hormonal hunger is almost impossible. You get that crash, you're a hangry psycho. At least like that's how I used to be. You guys, I tell the story all the time, but my husband and I, this was like a really long time ago, like 10 years ago. We were living in Manhattan Beach, and every night we'd get into these like stupid nothing fights. And finally, after like a couple of weeks, we were like, what is going on with these nothing fights? And my husband's like, I think you're hangry. And I was like, fuck you. It's not my fault. And I think you're right. I was just having these, because of the way my day was going, I was having these crashes right when we were both getting home from work. And so I just am so passionate about balancing hunger hormones because it makes life so much easier. It's just so much easier. So to answer, I mean, it's a paradox. It's a contradiction. I want you guys to pick yours. And then I'm a little like bummed for you because I know, because I'm over here, and I'm like, it's actually so easy. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. I'll give it to you. It's hard for a couple days. Get your electrolytes in. Because if you're going no sugar, no flour, sometimes there's a bit of a detox. It depends how much, it depends on your bio-individuality, but it also depends on how much you were having. And a lot of people think, well, I wasn't having that much. And then they're like having these withdrawal symptoms. Anyways, electrolytes can blunt that. So can fat. Like if you add a little bit more butter to your diet or whatever, or olive oil, whatever, coconut oil, whatever. I love butter. I love grass-fed butter. Okay, guys. Okay, so what is that? Oh my God, there was such a good quote. It's like, do you want it easy now or do you want it easy later? Does that make sense? Like I'm botching the quote, but like, do you want it easy now or do you want it easy later? It's like, make it hard for yourself right now for 4 days so that your life can be easy for 40 years. I'm like, nah, I know it sounds like an exaggeration. Rip the sugar flour Band-Aid off and you're free. Yeah, it's easy now to eat sugar and flour, but it makes your life so hard. You cannot play pickleball with your grandkids if you're going to eat sugar and flour now. It's a little aggressive, but it's kind of true. Okay. I don't know. There's probably people that eat sugar and flour and are playing pickleball, but don't get me started. Okay, so when you don't eat sugar and flour, you weigh what you want, and then it helps you to heal your relationship with your body and food because you're not fighting against that hormonal hunger. Also, the metabolic health benefits are just bananas. And I don't talk about this that much because it's not my lane. But metabolically, it's like the best thing you can do. If you follow all the metabolic gurus out there, that's what they're going to tell you. Okay. It's like my mom, like she got blood work back, like she's pre-diabetic. And I'm like, stop eating all the processed carbs. She's not eating that many processed carbs. It's like a lot of oatmeal and whatever. Anyways, oatmeal's not bad. Don't go there in your head. Okay, let me see what Marlene's saying. She's saying, okay, this makes sense because doing no sugar, but allowing gluten-free, that's basically gluten-free crackers, chips, tortillas, pasta, which I tend to overeat. Exactly. Because it gives you the same response. It gives you the hit, Gluten-free won't make that big of a difference. Exactly. And there are other good foods too. And then what's really fun is your taste buds start to change. And I know people say this and it sounds kind of weird, but you really will be like, oh my God, this raspberry. I love this raspberry. It's delicious because you kind of just reset everything. So if I were you, I would just do it. You're going to get so much bang for your buck, and then you're going to start losing faster, and then you're going to get the momentum. That's the other thing that I kind of like about going all in on the no sugar, no flour is it's fun to ride the momentum. If you do, right, and it's a contradiction. If you do lowest, most effective dose, I like it. But if you're losing a pound a month or 2 pounds a month, it's actually a fine clip for some people. But some people, because their diet brains are still so loud, they can't handle it. It's not enough results. So I like you guys are going to hate me, but I like a pound a week. I actually think that's a great clip. And it depends. Some of us has 5 or 10 pounds. Some of us have 50 or 60 or 100 pounds to lose. We're all different. So of course the clip is going to be different, but we all want to lose 10 pounds by yesterday. We're all pissed that there isn't a secret. And 1 pound a week is actually really good. You just have to rewire your brain and reset the expectations. Okay, do you guys have I started no sugar first because starting both was too intimidating and stressed out. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to send yourself into that land of over restriction. So that's why this is a very personal choice. But if you do just no eats after 8, I don't know. You could, everyone's so different. So I don't want to say, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you feel so Megan's saying you feel so much better without sugar, but you won't believe it until you try it. I know. It's so crazy. It's so nuts. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? All right. Anybody? I'm so excited that we did this week. I love doing a challenge. I love you guys so much. I'm so excited for the Yummy Mommy experience. It's going to be, don't tell anybody, but I really do love the January cohorts because people are fired up. They're ready to go. Going to be good vibes. Our group is so good so far. I like to put everybody in a Post-it and see you guys and hold space right here. It's weird. And we have such a good group. So if you're not signed up, get your booty in there. If you have any questions, let me know. And I love you guys so much. Happy weekend. Do your obstacles and strategies for this weekend, you guys. And also, okay, here's the last thing I'll say. Do your obstacles and strategies and then plan some really fun shit for this weekend. Go get a massage. This is always my fun thing. Mine is always some sort of workout and some sort of massage. Pickleball. Also, I love pickleball. Plan something fun. You have to. Fill your cup. You'll see in the Yummy Mummy journal, I'm asking you guys, how are you filling your cups? Because if you don't fill your cup, will fill itself with sugar. If you don't actively, deliberately fill your cup, Your lower brain will do it for you. It's impossible not to. We're doing anything. Okay, we are not doing anything, Megan, between now and the start of January, or the start of the MUM experience. I mean, of course you can keep doing this work and you can reach out to me and whatever, but our official start, and you will start getting emails. We will over communicate with you in terms of like onboarding and links and all that stuff. But if you have questions, just let us know. Okay. Bye, everybody. So good to see you guys. This week has been so fun. Okay. Love you all. Cheers to 2026. Bye, guys. Hey, babes. Okay. Did you like it? What do you think? Let me know. Pretty please go leave a review for the podcast, because my dream is to free 1 million moms, and I'd love to have you help me, or share this episode with somebody who you know is maybe struggling. And remember, go to lauraconley.com and book a call with me if you're on the fence, or just straight sign up for the Yummy Mummy experience. It's my 6-month group coaching and course that literally guarantees you lose weight for the last time or your money back. So if 2026 is the year where you are excited to go shopping in your closet, where you're excited to wake up and do your day, where, dare I say, you're excited to go down the water slide with your kids at the pool this summer. If your summer was not as good as you wanted it to be last year because of the way that you felt about food in your body, you have to start now, and you have to be willing to get help and accountability. And that's what the Yummy Mummy provides. I'll see you inside.